It is it. Late night live streams. Hello, hello, hello to each and every one of you, wherever you may be. And this is the late night live stream for each and every one of you here. Righty-ho. Hello, hello. We've only got one in here. Oh, we haven't got so many. One in here for now. And who's we got? We got Charlie in here for the moment. Hello to Charlie. Hello there. Hello. But here we are. Late night live stream. That is. And we got another Kaisley. Hello, Kaisley. Certainly, to what do we owe the pleasure? Always lovely young Kaisley, who's only a young girl. We've got a teenager, Charlie, and a young girl, Kaisley. Hello to you both. Hello, children. Well, he's nearly a grown man, Charlie is, because he's got another 2 years' time. He'll be of adult age. He'll be legally an adult who can enjoy going out for drinks of beer or wine in the pub and bars and all that, and the nightclubs and things. you know. Almost, yes, I know, Kaisley. I do know that. I'm only too greatly aware of this. Yes, though you're quite a great bit younger than I. I'm older than you and Charlie. Because I'll be 24 this year, Kaisley. So I'm about twice your age now. So, but a lot of my following is older than I, which astonish you as it might. Hailey, hello, Hailey, good evening. Hello, hello, and hugs to you always, and cuddles to you, my love, my little girl, Kaisley. Cuddles to you, my little girl, Kaisley. That is. And hello to Charlie. Although I think he's probably taller than I, Charlie is, which is my guess, but which is something I'd assume, but I could be wrong. Because as a 12, yes, I am, because you're going to be 12 in March, aren't you, Kaisley? Oh, bless. Now, I don't have a problem with having younger people viewing my content. I certainly do not have problems. I don't have problems with young children and teenagers viewing my content. Kaisley, yes, how tall am I? Kaisley, I'm 5'8" of height. I'm 5'8" and 157 pounds. I was, Kaisley, I was up until about a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or so now, I was 154 pounds. Now I'm 157 pounds. I've put on a bit of weight recently. So I'm 5'8" of height, if it answers your very questioning. But I don't know how tall Charlie is. I've no idea. Although my friend Rexy, who's 17 in April, he's about 5'9.5", I think, something like that. Younger as he might be than I, he's taller than I. But a lot of people my age, Kaisley, and certainly 5-10 years younger, and certainly 5 or 10 years younger or so, they're generally taller than my height. Well, it probably wouldn't surprise you, because I think you've seen probably a lot of taller teenagers by now, and I've seen quite a good few myself. A lot of men my age are generally taller than I. Well, my generation has astonished me, certainly does it astonish me as much as it can astonish anyone. It's generally taller now, but yet they haven't changed what the average height should be. I think the average height for a lady needs to go up from 5'4" to probably 5'7", 5'8", also, and the average height for a man needs to go up to 6 foot plus now, because so many men and women, or women and girls, particularly younger lot, are generally taller. I'm sure. Well, I mean, I've only seen this too evidently for myself, and all that. 90 pounds. Oh, you're tiny. You've seen an almost 6 foot 12-year-old before. I wouldn't be surprised. Marcia, hello to you. Hello to you. Before long, Casely, you'll nearly reach Marcia's 5'3" of height. You'll nearly reach her height. And if you didn't know, astonish you as it might, Casely, you're taller than Hailey. You're taller than Hailey, as she's a short lady. Short lady of 5'1" of height. To tell you something. But I wouldn't be surprised that you've seen an almost 6'12" Was it a boy or a girl? If I may ask, if you don't mind, Casely. Oh, but gosh, but you're quite tall for a girl your age, Casely. 5'2" at almost 12. That's fairly tall for an almost 12-year-old girl. I mean, do you have tall parents, if I may ask you? I'm sorry if it was a little too much for you. But hoping Master will keep Lady Lily and little girl Sky are okay, Marcia. Hoping they're okay. And hoping Melvin's all right, too. Hello, Harriet. Hello to you always. You're as tall as your 47-year-old grandmother. Oh, wow, your grandmother's young. He was a boy. Oh, he was a boy. Okay. An almost 6'12" boy. Oh, gosh, he was tall. I think I met a boy. He was about 2 years older than I, Casely. I think he was about 13. I think he was about 5'10", something like that. He was and about 5'10", roughly 176 pounds, something like that. He was a big lad. He was a big boy. So a big lad. Mother's 5'4". Don't know. Oh, your father died. Oh, I'm so sorry, Casely. Sorry about the loss of your father. So sorry hearing so. Certainly a hello to our Harriet. And just to let you know, Harriet, we're going to be a little careful in this live stream because we've got a young 11-year-old in here, so we're going to obviously be careful with unfiltered humor and things because you've got to be careful with when you've got the children in here. You've got to be sensible, especially when there are children in a live stream. Because Casely is not far off of 12. So, yes. Oh, gosh, I wonder how old your mother is, Casely, because you've got a 47-year-old grandmother. I wonder how old your mother is. It's a pleasure, Harriet. Harriet, did you get my message I sent you? I mean, I sent you and Jodie a message, but it was during Sapper's live stream, so I think I understandably sent it at a wrong moment. But did you see it, if I may ask? Maria! Hello, Maria! Hello to Maria Scartozzi. Hello, hello, hello. But certainly is it a pleasure always. We've got a youngster in the chat, so we've got to be sensible. But we can always have good conversant chats and things. We can always have fun with fun games and banter, but we've got to be careful with certain unfiltered humor. We've got to be careful with certain unfiltered humor because we've got Casely in here. Lost your dad 11 years ago. Oh, no. Oh, that's too early. That's too early, Casely. I'm so sorry. I'm extremely sorry. I'm so sorry about that, Casely. I'm really sorry for your loss. You never even, and you hardly got to know him. That is very difficult. I count myself lucky for still having both my parents. I mean, both my parents, being well into their 40s now, I count myself lucky to still have them for however, and I do not take for granted for however long they're going to have left on planet Earth. As one says, we only live once. Yeah, Marcy, yes. Meep meep zoomed. And Paisley, it was really nice seeing you on the No Other Cat live stream again. This time I was about 2 minutes late for the No Other Cat live stream, but I got in as soon as I could. That's all I can really tell you. And I'm happy there was a No Other Cat live stream on Sunday. But on the other hand, Casey, I think Nick did say him and my Nick, on the other hand, who's obviously the leading host, and obviously who runs the No Other Cat channel alongside Jen, he said there's a possibility there may not be a Monday live stream. So it's Tuesday. We've got to look out for live streams. No, the cat channel wise, that is, even though Tuesday's going to be a hard day for me. But, but there is the possibility that there's going to be a Monday evening, no, the cat live stream. But fingers crossed, let's see what happens. But obviously, it's independence of Nick and Jen's circumstances. Oh, highly. Thank you kindly for your friendliness towards Marcy. Thank you. Thank you. Sapper. I don't know where Sapper is, Maria. I really don't know. Sapper, I think he'd be sleeping now because of the United Arab Emirates time difference. Right a moment. UAE time. It's only 4 hours ahead, the UAE. But I think Sapper does get up at an early time after he goes to bed. I think he does get up at a fairly early time because, yes, I would have thought so, Marcy, yes. Sapper's almost certainly likely got to be fast asleep, because UAE is only 4 hours ahead of us at Marcy. It's only 4 hours ahead of UK time at UAE, that is. And the Western European range, it's 1 hour ahead, generally speaking. Except for a few countries like Finland. Finland is about 2 hours ahead of us. And I think Croatia's around about 2 hours ahead. I think, wait a minute, Croatia time, I'm going to check. No, Croatia's 1 hour. Finland is 2 hours ahead. Hello, Topsy. Hello to Topsy, and hello to Pippa the cat. Hello. And hello to Brenda Goodwin. Hello, lovely Brenda. Hello. And just to let each and every one of you know, this is likely going to be the one and only late night live stream for February of 2025. I think there's only going to be just one for this month, and this one will be it, I'm afraid. Because, like I said before, I'm downgrading. I've since downgraded with doing the number of late night live streams from before. I did lots and lots of late nighters every month. Now I'm going down to 1 or 2 late nighters per month. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for your friendliness towards Topsy and Pippa, and to Brenda too. Thank you. But Topsy, please tell us about Pippa the cat. Please do. A lot of my viewership here would be very interested. A lot of my viewership here, Topsy, would be very interested in your Pippa. Sleep is vitally important, Marcy. I cannot begin to describe how vitally important one's sleep is. No, I know. I know he's sleeping, Harriet. Yes, I know that. No, Sharper, I couldn't commend the man enough for all the work that he does, day in and day out, day and night. He works ever so hard, Harriet. Heather, hello to you. Hello. Certainly is it a pleasure to see you, as usual. Thank you, Topsy. And thank you, Topsy and Pippa, for your compliments towards my mother. Thank you. Thank you. My mother is so pretty. Thank you kindly. Topsy, I will tell her. I will tell her that you said this. I certainly will tell her. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather, for your friendliness towards thank you, Harriet and Heidi, for your friendliness towards Heather. Thank you, Heather. Thank you kindly. Yes, no, Mother and I, we went to see Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. I couldn't agree with you more. This is certainly a memory I will never forget. I did know that, Jody. Yes, I do. I do know that, but I think it's if you're under supervision. I think you can only do it if you're if you're supervised. That is, Jody. I think one can only do it when you're supervised if under the age of 13, Jody. And I think Kaisley's supervised. Having a drink together in a movie. No, you were saying, Heather, you were saying just recently. You were saying just recently, and those are valuable times. Those are valuable memories one could cherish. I do know, Harriet, I do know that. But please do not kick Kaisley out. Kaisley is a lovely friend of mine. No, 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 no. No, Jody, please don't kick Kaisley out. Please don't. Kaisley is a good friend of mine, and I like her, and I like her as a friend. She's, and I've encountered her through No Other Cat, the No Other Cat community. But please do not kick her out. Just, that's all I'm saying. Hello to you, Avery. Hello to you. Cat community, thank you, Topsy. Well shared. And that's why. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jody. Thank you. No, but what I did say, Jody just said she's not going to kick you out, Kaisley. But all Jody wants for you, Kaisley, is for you to be safe. And I, as much as Jody and Harriet, we and all here, we just want for you to be as safe as possible. We want all our younger viewership to be as safe as possible. That's all. Yes, even Harriet saying, Kaisley, we want for you to be safe. But do be assured, Harriet and Jody, I said we're going to be very careful in this live stream regarding unfiltered banter. But do be assured, Harriet and Jody, I did just say that we are going to be very careful with unfiltered banter and jokes because of Kaisley's age. Just to say. Debsy! Hello, Debs. This is a sweet and lovely. Oh, thank you, Debs. Thank you kindly for your compliments, as usual. Thank you. We must all stay safe. True that, Heather. Very true that. Especially online. One cannot emphasize that strongly enough. Especially if you get trolled. Which is really not fun. Thank you, Topsy. Thank you kindly for your friendliness towards Debs. And thank you, Debs, for your friendliness towards Harriet. And Heather, I did get your comment regarding regarding snow. Oh, no, not to worry, Marcy. No worries at all. It's certainly no trouble at all. But do sleep well, won't you? Do sleep well, Marcy. And hoping the pets are all right, particularly little girl Sky. Hoping they're all right. Sleep well. Yes, certainly chat soon, Marcy. Ta-ta for now. Oh no, yes, I do like no, I did like hearing about the snow story, Heather. And gosh, I imagine you had a lot to shovel out. I would have needed 10 pairs of warm underclothes. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, how cold was it, Heather? Do tell me what it was, what the weather was like temperature-wise. No, I know you look at you view me as another son, Heather. No, and I do love you for that. Catwoman, hello. It's nice to see you, Catwoman. Hello to Catwoman. Lissy, hello, Lissy. Nice to see you. Nice to see our Lissy Cofood. -6, but wind chill -19. Oh, that is bitter. I don't think I couldn't cope with that. No, I couldn't cope. I don't like -6, let alone -19. I wouldn't like that one little bit. I wouldn't like that one little bit. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for welcoming Catwoman. Thank you. Thank you most sincerely, kindly indeed. Thank you. The neighbours got together and the children, you all enjoyed your day. How lovely learning so, Heather. How lovely learning so. But is there, if I may ask, is there a law in Ontario where you have to shovel up snow on your driveway? If I may ask you, Heather. I'm curious to know. And Joan Lovelace says, oh, thank you. Oh, Joan Lovelace, you certainly didn't have to become a member. Thank you, Joan. Thank you. You well and truly didn't have to, but thank you. Thank you kindly. Thank you. Nice to see you always, Catwoman. You made cookies and a pot of hot chocolate to bring out to share. Oh, Heather, that was very nice of you. That was very nice of you to have done so. Really, they must be shoveled within 24 hours of each snowfall. My, now that is a strict law. That's a strict law indeed. Debs, yes, now I'm just reading you now, Debs. Your friend and I take care of stray cats in this bad weather. You've made shelters and feed them. How lovely. How lovely learning so. Got a few inches of snow. It's going to be a cold week tomorrow. Tuesday. Oh my goodness, what a cold weather. But your own private property, they don't care, just public areas. Oh, that's a complicated law. That's certainly quite a complicated law, that one, Heather. We've got about 17 in here now. Do identify yourselves if you can. Oh, Debs, Pippa is the cat. Topsy is the lady. Just to let you know. Oh, and Kaisley, is anything okay? I hope you're all right, Kaisley. I mean, and shall we let our Kaisley enjoy the live stream, please, if we can? I understand the mods were asking very importantly about Kaisley, but may we let Kaisley enjoy the live stream, please, if we can? Oh, yeah. Oh, not to worry at all. Dave, hello to Dave, Brian. Yes, I got your message. I don't think I can go to the event, Dave, because I think there's another event going on already on the day of the Eastbourne event, Dave. So I don't think I can go to this one, unfortunately. No, I wish I could, but I don't think I can make it because of an interesting event happening elsewhere that I'm hoping to go to. Tea and cookies. I don't mind sharing, not at all. How lovely learning so, Catwoman. How lovely learning so. Oh, thank you, Topsy. Thank you for your friendliness towards Debs. Thank you. We have escaped Zepra for a mini zoo here in DK, and it's freezing -7. Bloody hell, that's frozen cold. Oh, thank you, Catwoman. Thank you for your friendliness towards Kaisley. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, can we now stop going after Kaisley, please? I know you're looking out for her safety, but can we please can we let her enjoy the live stream now, please? I know you're trying to look out for little Kaisley here, but can we allow her to enjoy the live stream, please, if we can? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, well, thank you, Harriet. Thank you. But can we let Kaisley enjoy the live, please? Can we? Sorry. Oh damn. There you go. Cushion's up better now. Yeah. Do be assured, Harriet. Kaisley understands that the first priority here is the content of mine. Kaisley, I do trust Kaisley would be aware of this, Harriet. Do be assured on that. I certainly will. I will definitely tell her, Heather. I will certainly tell her. I will certainly tell her that those those who watched the video that we did, that we shot together, the video we shot together, I will certainly tell her that she enjoyed seeing her in the video. No, I won't. The next time Mother and I have got a movie theatre outing together, Heather, I'm certainly going to get the video done. Because to tell you something, Heather, Mother and I we're due to see Downton Abbey. Mother and I are due to see Downton Abbey, the third and final Downton Abbey movie in September of this year. So I'm certainly going to try and get a good video of that too. But good suggestion, Heather, good suggestion. And I'll certainly try and get my mother on alive again in the future. Catwoman, so far apart, what time? It's just over 1 o'clock in the morning, Catwoman. Used to be a bad kid from like fourth grade and lower, but you're way more responsible and respectful. Now I'm happy learning you exercise more responsibility, Casely. It's 8:01 here. "6:02 where you are, Casely, 6:02. No, I too can hardly wait for the Downton Abbey movie as well, Heather. I can hardly wait. Ah, I'm gonna have a talk with them. I'm going to have a talk with Jodie and Harriet, Casey. I'm gonna have a talk with them. No, I don't like age discrimination. I really don't. Just because we got a viewer in the chat who's of a younger age, I don't like it when one can just go. When one, no, I mean, sorry about the discrimination, Casey. Though they're looking out for your safety, that is, Casey, though they're looking out for your safety, If she's got parental permission, that is, Heather. If Kaisley's got parental permission. YouTube, the British YouTube rules, Heather. If you're under the age of 13, you'd have to have parental consent. But once you're over 13 years of age, you can have an account with no parental consent, I think. But there has been rumour, as rumour tells, Heather, as rumour tells, they may up the age. Ah, does she have parental consent? That's. Oh, are you asking Kaisley? I was about to answer your question, Heather. Heather's from Canada, Topsy. Yes, Heather is from Canada. Your grandmother is upstairs. Oh yes, so she'd be effectively being she's effectively supervised. You're from America. I somewhat did think, Catwoman, that you were American. I did somewhat assume that. You live in Toronto. You live in Toronto, Pippa. How lovely letting so. Thank you, Catwoman. Thank you for your friendliness towards Kaisley. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait. Sorry. I was wondering if I was going to be getting a message. And oh god. No, I really wish I didn't leak out Kaisley's age. I really wish I didn't, because obviously Harriet and Jodie have gone. I can tell her age by the conversation. No, I know, but they left the chat, Heather. Never, you know. No, I really do owe them a big explanation. I well and truly owe them a big explanation, Heather. No, I really do. I really, really do. Yeah. Don't think it could affect my channel. I don't think, but obviously I need to see what's going to happen. I need to see what's going to happen. Yes, Kaisley said she's at her grandmother's home. Heather makes a good point. Sometimes, yes, it's true. On this channel, the adults have fun and act silly, and it may not be right. It's a fantastic suggestion, Heidi. Fantastic suggestion. Hello to Debbie. Hello to Debbie Campbell. Hello. Do have a nice meal, Kaisley. Do have a nice meal. Do have a nice dinner time, Kaisley. Need to see how much longer I'm going to do the live. Need to see. Oh dear. No, the leaked revelation has really complicated things, hasn't it? Oh no, no, don't no. I don't want Heather to. But why are you telling Heather to go, Harriet? Why are you telling Heather to go, Harriet? Have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Topsy. Ta-ta for now. I'm happy to have you as a mod, Heather. I'm happy having you as a mod. Yes, ta-ta for now, Topsy. I mean, you've probably got Pippa duty to do now. Ta-ta for now. You take care, Topsy. You take care. This is true. It's a good point there, Debbie. You certainly make a fantastic point here. Wait a moment. No, sorry if I seem a bit. Okay, I thought you were having your tea time now, Paisley. Sorry, wait a moment. Wait a moment. Well done for showing your grandmother, Paisley. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you're having your tea time now, aren't you? But well done for showing your grandmother the live stream. Sorry, wait a moment. So wait a moment, Heather. I'm just gonna get a message sent. Uh, yes, 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 Heather. Yes. Yes, just for this live stream, Paisley could come back after this issue has been resolved by YouTube and rules and monitors. That's not a bad idea, Heather. Of course, Kaisley, all is being kind to you, but they're just looking out for you, and of course, a lot of us are adults who do the content. Of course, no, last thing you'd want is me being cancelled, Heather. That's the complete last thing one would want for me. But I sent the message. I sent the message to who I needed to send it to. All right, so wait a moment. No, I do know it's for being safety. I do know completely fully well, Heather, that it's for safety. And that sometimes we as adults do get silly and the odd word comes out. Now, I do know it's for safety and not being mean. I do know that. Oh, yes, when Mother and I did the interview, Catwoman, yes, when Mother and I did the interview, true that. Well, you may be used to bad words, Kaisley, but you may be used to bad words, but it's really about the safety of my content because I could get reported by trolls. That's the problem. And the last thing you'd want is me getting cancelled. And also, the other last thing you'd want is for the Noah the Cat community to be cancelled. But we have nothing against you, Kaisley. So long as you're supervised, well, it's fine by me that if you're watching this supervised by your parents, grandparents, and guardians, so long as you've got consent, you're using a channel supervised, that's the main thing, and you're supervised with this sort of content, that's the main thing. Because you're an under 13, that is. But what was I going to say now? But just to let you know, on some adult content, but the thing is, Kaisley, as Heather said, which is actually true, sometimes us adults can get silly and a bad word comes out. That's the thing. Look me out. Hello to you. Hello, 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 always. Do be assured I'm taking the matter very seriously, Heather. And my mods, Jodie and Harriet, I owe them an explanation. I know. I do know, Heidi, yes. No, but I really do owe Harriet and Jodie a huge explanation. You'll be calling it a night. A bit late for you. You sleep well, Maria. Ta-ta for now. You're the oldest one here. The oldest one in here. Catwoman, really? Um, I would assume you are older than I. Yes, don't bet on it. Heather in here is one of the oldest ones here. No, no, I'm not going to tell Heather's age. I'm not going to tell your age, Heather. No, 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 I'm not going to tell Heather. I won't tell. I won't tell. I'm certainly not going to tell. You never tell your age, McMeow. I've never had a problem telling my age. I've never had a problem with that. The story of how I first became familiar of Paisley. How I found out about Paisley, Debbie. Debbie, yes, regarding Paisley, how I found out about Paisley was through how I found out about Paisley, Debbie, was through the Noah the Cat community. We became acquainted with one another through another YouTube channel called the Noah the Cat community. It's called Noah the Cat, the channel, and that was how I found out about Paisley. You look excessively younger than you actually are. No, you do have some young looks, Mukmeow. I had seen some pictures of you, and you do have some very nice young looks, I must admit. Your husband's quite a bit younger than you. I didn't realize your husband was quite a bit younger than you, Mukmeow. It's a pleasure, Mukmeow. It's certainly a pleasure. Gosh. No, I totally agree with you, Heather. No, you really do. You do not look old enough. to be retired. You look easily a decade or so younger to be retired. No, really, you do. I would certainly say that, Heather. You robbed an Australian cradle. Oh, McMeow. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. No, I do. No, I do love you too. I do love you additionally too. Although you should see what my mother's side of the family looks like. You've obviously seen what my own mother looks like at almost 50. Well, she's 46 now, and she's 46 and looks about, in my opinion, 20 years younger or so. But I've got an auntie to tell you something. To tell you something, Heather, I've got an auntie who's, what, 52 now. She'll be 53 in October, and last time I saw her, she was about 50, almost 51, and she only looked about 32 at the very most, you know. And also all of my mother's brothers and sisters, I've got an uncle who'll be 58 in August. I have an uncle who'll be 58 in August, Heather, and when I last saw him, he was 56, and he only looked about 38, something like that. Now, all of my mother's siblings, they're about all 50 plus, and probably only look younger than 40 easily. Like, definitely in their mid to late 30s easily. All of my mother's brothers and sisters. See when I can set you up when you come over. Your son is around my age. No, I do know how old your son is, Heather. I do know that. I mean, I'm 24 this year, Catwoman. I mean, how old is your son? Because I'm 24. Well, I'm 24 in June of this year, because I'm 23 at the moment. Oh, and Debs, my mother looks young enough to be my sister. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. No, you said we both look alike, yes. People say you're 8 when you're not. Well, you must have a young look. You must have a young look, Casey. Oh my goodness. Both your kids are older than I, McMeow. Oh gosh, wow. No, but that's all right. I'm happy having older friends. Your nieces and nephews are all older than I, really, Heidi. When you go out with your son, people start and say look, she dating that young fellow. Really? People think you're dating your son when you go out with him. People think you are dating your son, Heather. Sorry if I seemed a mere bit silent, but I was nearly speechless by that. By that reference, I was speechless temporarily. You have to you have to stop and tell them off because of what they say. No, I I would have you do look old enough to have a grown-up son. I would have thought that. But no, you do look old enough to have a grown son who's about 30. I mean, you certainly don't look old enough to have a son in his 40s, but you do look old enough to have a son in his 30s. That's what I so thought, Heather. But when I saw what you looked like um, about 4.5 years ago, but you no, you look old enough to have a son who's your son's age. I would say that, but not old enough to have a son in his 40s, but old enough to have a son in his 30s. I would say that. People are just rude. I know, Heather, and it's bad. It's bad. The other day, your son and you were out, and someone asked us if you had kids. Your son was like, "I am her kid." Well, some people can take offense. I know, poor Ron. I know. He feels bad that you're his mum, and he doesn't think that's respectful. I completely understand his point there. The youngest is 25. Oh gosh. She was about right age, but we're not going to say how old she is, Catwoman. We're not going to say how old. Thank you, Heather. Thank you kindly. No, but it really did come as a surprise to me, Heather, that people think. Yeah, best leave it at that. Because Heather didn't want to leak out the revelation. But thank you, Heather. Thank you kindly. No, but I really was speechless, Heather. I really was speechless hearing that people think you're dating your son. I was really quite speechless by that. No, I know. No, you've got a fantastic head of hair, Heather. No, you really do have a fantastic head of hair and lovely eyes. No, really, very nice eyes. I've seen for myself. I've actually have seen what your hair looks like. No, you've got a fantastic head of hair. And mother wears her hair longer too. And yes, no, I know that, Heather. I do know that. I remember you saying before. Yes, I've seen Heather. I've seen. No, you've got fantastic head of hair. I mean, I would so say. You wear your hair longer, and he is so tall, and they are walking by, and just said, "No, I know he's tall." Heather, but can I tell you something? I know people taller than your son. My local hairdresser, he's actually taller than that of your son. I mean, because Ron, as you said, he's 6 foot 180 pounds. I mean, my hairdressing friend Mark, he's 6 foot 2. He's taller than your son, to tell you something. 6 foot 2, and I think he's around about 180 odd. I don't think he's 180 pounds. I think he's over 100, about 30 odd pounds heavier than I, something like that. But he's quite fit. He's a fit man, and he's over 60, like you. I mean, obviously, I'm not leaking out your age, but let's just say I won't leak out his age, but let's just say he's over 60. You know, but I know people taller than your son, to tell you something. He's only a number shoot. You're talking to a man who's 65. Oh, park cat woman. Hope he's a nice man. You must go feed your bunnies and walk the dog in the snow. Take care walking your dog out in the snow. No, do take care of walking your dog out in the snow. Ron is in great shape because of his shows. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. I mean, 6 foot 180 pounds. No, that's fantastic shape. No, and Mark's in fantastic shape too, for a guy over 60. You know, I mean, he gymmed a lot. You see, my friend Mark, he gymmed a lot, Heather. So that could explain why he's in good shape as of now. Though, but he did get to quite a heavy weight when he gymmed heavily. I'm not sure what he was weight-wise, but I think he was about 216 pounds when he gymmed heavily. But then after he stopped gymming heavily, he lost all that muscle weight, and he went down to, I think he went down to around about 190 odd pounds, maybe 200, something like that. I think he's about 190 odd pounds now, something like that. That always helps to work out. No, but can I tell you something, Heather? A picture of you. Oh, wait a moment. Go to channel. Oh, fantastic picture of you, Catwoman. Lovely picture of you. Quite pretty. Certainly quite a pretty look there. No, but to tell you something, astonish you as it might, Heather, my friend, taller than that of your son, and obviously both of us, quite obviously enough, before, I think until he got into his 40s, I think it was, or middle 30s, he had I think he weighed anywhere between 140 to 150 odd pounds, something like that. And can you picture that on a 6 foot 2 man? A roughly 140 to 150 odd pound frame on a 6 foot 2 man. He described himself as emaciated when he was that weight. He's not that weight now, but this was until he was in his. It was until he got into his mid-late 30s. He was about 140, 150 odd pounds until he was in his mid to late 30s, Heather. So he was very, very. He described himself as emaciated, but that is skinny. I think even if I went under 154 pounds, I would be quite skinny too. "47, not too old. Not too old. I mean, that's You're nearly the age of my mother, Catwoman. My mother will be 47 this year. No, it's too small for a 6'2" man. 140, 150 pounds of weight on a 6'2" man. It'd be different if you're my height. If it'd be different at our sort of height, Heather. 140 pounds at our sort of height. It'd be different for us. I mean, I think on a 5'8", or in your case, a 5'9" lady, 140 pounds. That's not petite for a 5'9" man or lady. But I think under that would be petite. Under 140 pounds would be quite petite on on our individual heights, that is. But 140, 150 pounds if you're over 6 foot, that really is too small. Montana, hello. You're new here, but became familiar of me through Fiona and saw the live. And don't mind that you popped in to say hello. Well, welcome, Montana. It's certainly wonderful seeing you here. And hello to Glennis. Hello. I'm all right. I was a bit struck down a few moments ago, but I'm all right. I'm okay now. Please join us again, Montana. Yes, thank you, Heather. Thank you for welcoming Montana. Thank you. Kaisley, did you know for like the first 4 months of school you were bullied to the point you didn't want to go to school, but you still went and went through it, and have not missed a day of school yet? What was the next part, Kaisley? Oh no, you were bullied for the first 4 months of school. First 4 months of school. Oh, poor you, Kaisley. Poor you. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for welcoming Glennis. 140 to 150 pounds is too skinny for a 6'2" man. I definitely agree with you on that, Catwoman. No, but some people have no control of their size to make a strong point here, Catwoman. Some people don't have any control over their size. And all that. Some people can't gain weight through metabolism or genetics, something like that. Many fact. It's only true, Heather. Only true. Some people's metabolism never slows down in their life, but sometimes it doesn't slow down until a much later point. I mean, who was it? I think with my friend Mark, his metabolism, it didn't slow down. It didn't slow down until he got into his late 30s, mid to late 30s. Oh, yes, because of the damaged liver, Heather. Yes, I know. You can't eat. I think it was red meat you said you can't eat. Can't drink alcohol and can't eat red meat because of the liver damage post sepsis ordeal. It was quite a strength and survival ordeal there. But thank goodness you didn't go through the thing my late grandfather went through, because what he went through was I would say worse than your ordeal, and of course the outcome of it was worse, and of course he was much younger than the age you were when he had the heart attack ordeal, and of course post heart attack just. His was worse than your sepsis ordeal because of the bypass ordeal, because he had to have a huge operation. And as you could imagine, if you're undergoing a quadruple bypass surgery, in my grandfather's case, you can imagine just how serious his heart attack ordeal was. A huge, huge operation. I mean, even he said it was like the biggest operation you could experience. I remember him talking about it years ago at the time. But unfortunately, as you know, as I said to you before, Heather, after my late grandfather underwent the bypass surgery, they accidentally damaged his esophagus. So since the heart attack ordeal, you know, him, and since the heart attack ordeal, he couldn't swallow as well. He could swallow, but it hurt if he swallowed. So eating and drinking wasn't his pleasurable enjoyment. So it adversely affected his appetite, to the point where he only ate child-sized portions. He ate, he only ate and drank very little in the latter 20 plus years of his life. So you can imagine you could imagine his ordeal was only worse than yours. You know, I always loved the photo of him holding me. That's a picture I cherish enormously. I know, my poor grandfather, yes. No, not a lot of men, certainly not a lot of very few older men eat child-sized portions. Drinking too much can age a person, it really can. Drinking and certainly smoking too much can really age a person, if anything. But to get to a point, I've never smoked either. I never did any of that stuff, smoking. Like you, Heather, I never did it. I don't mind an occasional drink. I mean, like you, before the sepsis, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you never drank heavily, did you? I don't know if you drank heavily or not. I mean, because I've never drank heavily. But obviously, I know you had to stop with alcohol after the sepsis ordeal. I mean, which could mean which a young person could very easily die from sepsis. Yes, mother had white wine. Yes. I mean, I don't know if you drank heavily or not, but I'd assume it was only an occasional drink you would have had pre-sepsis. Don't have the gene that processes alcohol, so you don't drink either. Do not drink either. Only ever drank social. Oh, so not very much of a drinker. Well done, you, Heather. I think that probably could explain. It probably could explain why you've aged well and held up well with aging. Not smoking and only drinking very, very occasionally. Yes, and I think we need to be careful with alcohol discussions. Debbie has a point. No, Paisley, you're too young to drink. In your neck of the woods, you cannot legally purchase alcohol unless you're 21 years of age and over. I think it's different in Canada, independence of which provincial part you're in, which province you're located in Canada. But in your case, Paisley, we're going to need to stop with the alcohol talk. terms of service, yes, yes. Smoking and the sun are absolute worst things for your skin. I'm often out in the sun, but I do have to be careful in the sun, so I generally have to block. Sometimes I'm very stupid and forget to do it, but I really do have to block off in the sun because I get burnt, unfortunately. But I think because I go out in the sun fairly often, I think it's going to age me in the future. Even though I've not wrinkled yet, I think it's obviously going to happen. I think I'm going to wrinkle eventually because of going out in the sun. But what I don't do is I don't expose skin. I never expose legs or arms or anything like that. You know, the only thing I can expose without getting sunburnt is exposing my wrists, and that's it. I mean, I cannot expose my arms because if I expose all my arms, I just get completely they just get red burnt. You grew up in the sun and get lots of sunburns now. Don't expose skin. I don't expose skin either now, Heine. I don't expose any skin now either. The only thing I can expose is my well, it's hard to see, the small wrist of mine. A very small, skinny wrist. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. A small, dainty wrist is all I can expose now, and that's it. Fair skin, that's the price to pay with fair skin, Heidi. Yes, it's the price to pay. Don't want to get too much sun that causes cancer. No, absolutely not. Certainly not. Catwoman, no, no. You live next to the beach, really? You hate the beach, Casey, really? Oh, gosh. But little did I. Oh, what's wrong, Heather? Do explain. My apologies if I My apologies if I may have caused concern. I didn't hide a comment. I didn't hide a comment, did I? I didn't click anything. Whose comment went? Whose comment went? Because I didn't click a comment. Oh, I didn't see. I didn't see the hidden comment, Heather, unfortunately. I mean, because I didn't talk about, because I didn't. It's possible Paisley might have deleted the comment, because I didn't touch any comments, just to say. Because I never touch comments. I can't see the hidden comment. I couldn't see the hidden comment, Heather. I really couldn't see it. I don't know why. It's possible Kaisley might have deleted it before I got a chance to read it. But I never delete comments. I would never delete comments unless it was there was mean things said about me. If it was mean things said about people in the chat, then yes, you time people out. You would time people out, or if it carried on, block them if it gets to the point of trolling. Don't worry, it's no trouble now. It was just a bit of confusion, Kaisley. That's all. Don't worry, Kaisley. Don't worry. Issue resolved. Issue resolved. Yes, yes. Issue resolved. But what was I going to share? Something rather interesting. I don't know if one is familiar or not, but I think all are familiar of the actor Dick Van Dyke. Before he took up acting, he tried to enlist in the United States Army towards the latter end of World War II. Because of his age, during the very latter part of World War II, he tried to enlist in the United States Army as a fighter pilot during that era. But here comes the flip side. Great dancer, actor, that's him, Dick Van Dyke. But before he started acting, he tried to enlist to fight in the United States Army in World War II. But unfortunately, he never fought on battle or flew on the front line in the United States Army. Astonish one as it might, he got denied enlistment. He was denied enlistment several times because he was considered and deemed to be underweight when he was trying to enlist in the army. Could you imagine being denied enlistment so many times because of your weight? And because of that, and because he was deemed too skinny and underweight to fight on battle, he was only given an alternative in the radio parts, doing radio announcements during World War II, and that was it. And he also took part in entertaining troops during World War II, but never fought on battle because of being denied enlistment. You knew it as well, Heather, really? I didn't know you knew he got denied enlistment when he tried to enlist to fight during World War II. No, I know. Yes, he'll be 100 in December, Dick Van Dyke, I know, and he's not looking it. He's really not looking it. Hi, Wanda. Hello to you. Oh, Wanda, don't you always make us feel happy when you're here? Goodness. Yeah, goodness, are we happy to see you? No, that's true, Debbie. Lots of reasons why enlistment can be denied. He's looking a bit more frail nowadays, Dick Van Dyke, but still, he's not wheelchair bound or anything as of yet. And actually, impress you as it might, Heather, he still hits the gym about 3 times a week, despite his age. Put rocks in your pockets. No, the army would tell if you're holding rocks in your pockets, Catwoman. They'd probably search you through if you did that. I heard about that, Heather. Yes, I heard. He even had a Jaguar car that caught fire and burnt to the grounds. Not recently, but this was about 10 or so years ago now. An old Jaguar car that caught fire and just burnt to the ground. But fortunately, he was not injured in the fire. He would have been well into his 80s at the time. No, but it's not just weight that can deny you enlistment. Debbie, your health can certainly deny you enlistment in the army. You know, lots of reasons why you can be denied enlistment. No, but since Wanda's here, love to you always, Wanda. Love to you and Sophie always. Well, love and big hugs to you and Sophie always. Wanda's lovely Sophie, who took quite an interest in me. It's Kaysley, actually, Wanda. Wait a moment. No, it may or may surprise some of you as it might. Wanda introduced my content to her granddaughter, and it was in a live stream comment. She said to me that her daughter would, if she ever got the chance, would date me. She's almost my age, to tell you something, Wanda's daughter. She's nearly my age, and if she could, she would date me if possible, if she ever got the chance. Oh, she obviously got it in for dark-haired man, as it so seems. She's obviously got it in for dark-haired men. Blind date. There are so many. No, don't get me wrong, Heather. There are many beautiful girls out there. I've seen many beautiful girls. There was a girl who I conversed with almost a year ago, one cold March 2024 evening, so it'd be fairly recent times now. I was at Lewis railway station and I needed sorry, I needed to sit up. You know, there was an oh, you remember that story? Oh, when I ran into the nice young girl at Lewis railway station that March 2024 cold evening. No, it's a lovely encountering. She was a nice girl. Very nice girl she was. She was blonde. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. No, she was blonde, the girl. Blonde, petite. Well, petite for size, she was. No, but she was good to talk to. She was nice to talk to. And astonished me as it did, she was half American. Born to an American mother and to a British father. No, she was nice looking. Nice looking. No, I do have. Astonish you as it might, Heather, I've actually got. Astonish you as it might, Heather, I've got an affinity towards blondes and brunettes. I thought I'd tell you that. No, I know, Wanda, I do know that. I do know you've got arthritis in your fingers, so it is hard to type. I'm happy, darling, that your Sophie finished the Invictus Games. But she did enjoy getting interviews with most of the veterans and recorded their stories. Well done, Sophie. Well done indeed. A good mix. No Canadian and Scottish, I know that. I do know because your late father was Scottish and your mother was Canadian. I do know that, Heather, I do know that. No, but Dick Van Dyke, the actor, he's riddled with arthritis. You'd be surprised hearing this. No, Dick Van Dyke's got arthritis. He was diagnosed with it in his 40s. He was riddled with it when he was first diagnosed. But he's done pretty remarkably well with it. He opened up about it on a Larry King interview, Dick Van Dyke. I mean, he opened up in an interview that he was diagnosed with arthritis. I think he was about 43, I think he was, when he got diagnosed with it. And he's done pretty remarkably well, in spite of being what, as his doctor at the time who diagnosed him, was riddled with it. Yeah, and still dances impressively. Starting to get arthritis sometimes in your fingers. Oh gosh, poor you, Catwoman. Now I liked him in Mary Poppins too. As did I liked him in Mary Poppins too. No, he is really remarkable. He is very remarkable. No, he's I mean, he's remarkable in everywhere. In every way, to keep moving, as is his philosophy and motto, keep moving despite his older age, and to keep, and if he's to still keep acting, to carry on acting, despite having being riddled with arthritis for what, a very, very long time, since his 40s, and to keep on acting and dancing and keeping active in the way he does. Impressive man. He's an impressive man. You take care, Casely. Sleep well. Sleep well, Casey. Casely. Ta-ta for now. Keep going, never give up, yes. I don't think he had a very good British accent, Montana. You could tell he had a lot of his accent was still American in Mary Poppins. A lot of his accent was very American as opposed to British. I'm not saying this to sound rude or discriminatory, but I think his accent was more American than British. I really don't think he could quite nail the British accent. No, he's very impressive, but yes, it's the idea, keep going, never give up. And yet he never gave up trying to enlist in the United States Army in the Second World War, only to be denied enlistment several times before. I mean, in spite of being denied enlistment several times, he never gave up trying again and again and again, only to be accepted in, fortunately, a useful role, but in the radio announcing during World War II, in the latterly part that was, despite not fighting on the battleground and entertaining troops in spite of not fighting on the battleground, you know, obviously because of his very obviously because of his what was very, very petite weight at the time. I mean, he was tall, Dick Van Dyke. He was just short of 6'1", and astonish one as it might, when he tried to enlist in World War II, he only weighed 135 pounds and just short of 6'1". But throughout most of his adult life, until he got into his 70s or 80s, he weighed 147 pounds. So he was skinny all his life, most his life, Dick Van Dyke. He's looking pretty petite now. Tall and lanky, that's true. Well, he weighed 100, I think years post-war, years post-World War II, Heather, he weighed 147 pounds, Dick Van Dyke, but during World War II, when he tried to enlist in the United States Army, he was 135 pounds, and yet he was just short of 6'1". No, I know he was trying to sound Cockney, yes. I know that. Sophie took the interviews mainly to put together a small book of all their different journeys and what they overcame. She took video too of the competitors, not sure if she will make it public. Well done to your Sophie. Well done for what she did. Sophie's Uncle Bert makes more than $1 million a year as specialist salary. He rented her a suite at the Savoy Hotel. But Harry does not want to stay there. She leaves next week. Now I know. I do know so. I do know so regarding your Sophie. Hope she has a nice time in London. I do know how much you worry about her. No, and legitimately so. But hoping she has a nice time in London. I mean, never mind if I don't run into her, but if I do, it would certainly be very nice. If not, that's okay. Oh, but that was very nice when you said something about me, Wanda. When you said if you see a picture of me bundled up in a coat, my coat and scarf, something like that, you close your eyes as if you were with me and just put and wrap your shoulders with your shawl. No, please, you weren't daft. You were not daft at all. There's no way you could have been daft at all, Wanda, when you said that. Certainly no way could you have been daft. I think I had a bit of a daft daydream once. I had a daft daydream where I was taking a date. I was taking a date to the Seafood Museum. I'm probably a bit embarrassed to say who it. I'm probably. It's going to embarrass me if I try and mention who it likely could be. But let's just say it's a date anyway of a nice girl. I take her to Seafood Museum, which personally I think is a very ideal place to take a date to. Seafood Museum. I think it's the perfectly ideal place to take your date. Seafood Museum, and certainly taking families and friends. You know, it's a perfectly ideal place for those people. Your dates, spousal, married couples, partnered couples in the partnered relationship, taking a blind date, taking, for families and for your friends to go to as well. No, it's a fantastic place, to take your date to. Seafood Museum, a lot to see, and because David and I, we went just over a couple of weeks ago to Seafood Museum, and we spent a good 2.5 hours there. So perfect. No, it really is. Heather, it well and truly is. Epic motivation. Hello to you. A group of doctors and other people who had second homes in condos. They let them out free to all the families who needed them. Completely stocked with only wine for the final day. Wow. Oh, wow. Astonishing. No, I am sorry if if I got a bit embarrassed a moment ago. No, little did I mean to be embarrassed. No, but that's child. Oh, Catwoman, you're showing a funny side, but that's what I like about you. And I do like it when people show their humorous side. No, I mean, I wouldn't want to hurt one's feelings. I wouldn't want to embarrass anybody or sound plain daft. You just tell oneself odd things, Heather, you know. Oh, Megsy's in. Hello, Megsy. Hello to you always. Hello to our lovely, lovely Megsy. Hello and hugs to you always. No, I'm never daft. Oh, thank you, Heather. I was telling Wanda that she's never daft. No. No, if he was my friend, had I known him as a younger man, and if he was my friend, then yes, I would take him to Seafood Museum. I think he would like it. I think he would like it, epic motivation, but I wouldn't have a gay date with him. No, I wouldn't do that. No, Heather, no, I love Heather very dearly, Catwoman. I really do. If he went, you'd be coming along. I don't know if he'd fly to England now because he's very, very old and he's a bit frail now. So I don't know if he'd fly over to England now. But if he did, that would be impressive. This is true, Catwoman. Heather and I've known Heather for nearly a good part of 5 years. And Heather does, you know, and we've taken to each other quite well, Heather and I, Catwoman. We've really taken to each other quite well to the point where Heather views me as a son to her. And I've even got some new friends, Catwoman, who viewed me as a son or grandson to them. New friends of mine through Graham and Fiona, that is. Is it okay to be any sexuality? Of course. We're all, well, one thing I want to make completely clear, epic motivation, I have nothing against gay people. I have completely nothing against gay people. Wanda, right, yes. Sophie wants to see the real London and museums. She is not into fancy dinners. You went to the Thatched Inn several times. Really? I never knew you've been to the Thatched Inn. Wanda, I've been to the Thatched Inn in Essex. Sophie will not let any male pay her way. She likes art and history museums. Wanda, I like history museums too. I very, very much like history museums. And at some point this year, Wanda, I'm very much planning on visiting the Natural History Museum in London. I'm very much planning on going at some point this year, and that's one of my 2025 intentions. That's why younger people couldn't be on now. But do be assured, Heather, yes, treat everybody equal. Most vitally importantly, treat everybody equal. We do not want inequality because we've got enough of it already. I think we've all adopted you. Oh, Megsy. Oh, Megsy, you're just so lovely. Oh, Meggsy, you're so lovely. You're so lovely as usual. If I could, Meggsy, I could hug you tightly. But can I tell Wanda something? Wanda, I'm very astonished, but yet very happy. I'm quite glad. I'm pleasantly surprised. I think that's a better way to describe it. I never could have known your Sophie likes art and history museums. I very much like art and history museums too. So, in that case, Sophie and I have got something in common together. We like art and history museums. Although I know, but it's certainly no trouble at all. It's certainly no trouble that Sophie is not into fancy dinners. No trouble at all. And like you said, Wanda, your Sophie is a good judge of character. And I love you too dearly, Heather. I do know all of you love me dearly. I do know that. Did I get any messages in return? No, I haven't yet. I think you meant moderator, Heather. Have you got to go, Catwoman? Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now, Catwoman. Do take care. No, but my apologies if I seem a little bit speechless. But I never once could have known Wanda's lovely granddaughter, Sophie, liked art and history museums, because I very much like art and history museums too. Ta-ta for now, Catwoman. Ta-ta for now. No, no, it's actually quite touching in a way. 'Cause there are very few people my age I know who like art and history museums. I know very few people 20 plus who like and appreciate art and history museums. I think I'm the only person I know personally. Can anyone see me okay? Oh, Wanda, you're here. Wanda, I just got what you said. I just got what you said. I'm happy to run into Sophie, one weekend at a museum or two. I'd certainly be happy to run into her. Yes, I'm back, Kylie. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm just seeing Wanda's comment. I had to reply to Wanda regarding Sophie. It'd be better to do it. It'd be nice to run into her on a weekend at at a museum or two. I don't know if things like the seafood museum would interest her or not, but it's an ideal place for two couple of friends to go to. Seafood museum, certainly Natural History Museum, London. And since she's in the doctor's a field, the doctor's training a field, Wanda. Um, certainly the Science Museum. I haven't been to Science Museum for a long time now, but it'd be nice if we certainly be an ideal place. Hi, Nutmeg. Hello to you always. Hello to Maureen Mac. Hello. Hello to Maureen. Nice to see you. Seafood is her favorite. I said seafood. Seafood museum. Seafood's a place. But I'm a seafood eater myself. I'm a seafood eat. I'm a seafood eater myself. But seafood wonder is in East Sussex. It goes further. It goes further out from London. But fortunately, it's not terribly difficult to get to Seaford from London. All one has to do, Wanda, if one's to go to Seaford from London, is get a train from London Victoria to Lewes. Lewes is in East Sussex. And then you get out at Lewes, and there you catch the Seaford train directly from Lewes to Seaford. So, I didn't mean seafood, I said seafood. I'll type it up for you, Wanda. I'll type it up. And Nutmeg, nice to see Nutmeg. Fallen asleep, just woke up, think you missed dinner. Sometimes I've missed my tea at times. That's happened to me before, fallen asleep missing my tea. This has happened to me a few times, actually. But I'm a fast typist. Oh, Heather, yes. No, it was just my connection went a bit off. I don't know why, but my connection went a bit off. Her great-grandfather was a fisherman, and so was her grandfather. She spent summers lobster fishing, halibut, and in BC. She loved watching the salmon run. Oh, impressive. How lovely. I'll be okay. I'll be okay, Heather. I'll be all right. I will be okay, Heather. Yes, I will certainly be okay. I'll be okay. But I'll explain this to the other mods. I will explain this to all of them. Sometime after this is over, I will explain this to all of them. Oh, Dave Matthews here. Hello to Dave. We're just over 2:41 a.m. UK time, Dave. Back in hospital, I know. I do hope you get discharged tomorrow, Dave. I sincerely hope you get discharged. It's seafood. Not seafood, it's seafood. It's actually seafood, not seafood museum. Let me explain it to you, Wanda. Don't worry, we all get into confusion. No, it's seafood. I'm writing it up for you, Wanda. And it's okay, it's okay. No, I'm not. There's no frustration. There's certainly no frustration, but I'll explain things to you, Wanda. Do be assured. Do be assured. just explain things for you, Wanda. Thank you, Heather. Love you unconditionally, too. No, but it would be a real pleasure to run into your Sophie, Wanda. I wouldn't begin to describe to tell you what a real pleasure it would be. For all the nice things that she said about me, her innate kindness, her innate friendliness, and her kindness, even though I know you worry about her being too trusting, understandably, it's her captivated depth of innate friendliness and kindness, and all the loveliest things she said about me, which is regarding hearing. I'm so sorry about what happened. The internet must be wanting to sleep. It was just going through a bit of an off bit of connection, Dave. Don't know why. Well, that's what it was doing. Now, can I tell you something, Wanda? I had to have I had to have my ears waxed back in May last year. I had to have my ears waxed. I had to have wax taken out of my ears through suction almost a year ago because my hearing was very poor. But after they got the suction out, my hearing's been better since. You do not always hear certain sounds. Don't worry, Wanda. I had more or less the same problem this time last year. I had the same problem. Your grandchildren often have a great laugh at what? A great laugh at what you thought they said. We all joked about it. I wouldn't joke about poor hearing. I mean, I wouldn't joke about poor hearing, Wanda. Poor hearing is no laughing matter. It's certainly no laughing matter. No, but I'm so sorry about the buffering. So sorry about the buffering. No, but my sincerest apologies, Wanda, if me writing up the reminder regarding seafood um was too much for you, or if it was a disrespect to you in any way. If I had caused you any disrespect in any way, my sincerest apologies. And I think it's time I did open up as to who I daydreamed taking to Seafood Museum with. I don't know if she's gonna. I don't know if she's gonna take well to this or not. But I'll deal with the telling off. Don't worry, I can deal with the telling off. I'll deal with the telling off when it happens. I daydreamt I took your Sophie to Seafood Museum one day. I actually daydreamt that. I actually I daydreamt this. But I was careful talking about it because I did not want to cause you an embarrassment. I would never want to cause, more importantly, I would never want to cause your Sophie an embarrassment about me, about the daydream I had, what I daydreamt regarding taking your Sophie to Seafood Museum. No, I didn't want to cause any embarrassment. Not one little bit did I want to do it. Sorry, I got to message somebody quickly. I mean, I don't know what happened, Heidi, but the internet went off again. I don't know why. You only have 45% hearing, and your mother was totally deaf. Oh, poor you, Wanda. Your poor mother. Poor her. Poor mum. Oh, God. I'm very embarrassed. Oh dear, I'm quite embarrassed, Wanda. Oh, oh, oh dear. I can't believe I've even daydreamt this myself now. I could seldom believe. I don't know how I'm going to live with myself, but I'll put up with the telling off. I'll type it up for you, Wanda. I'll write it up because I'm probably going to laugh in embarrassment if I blurt it out verbally. Okay, I'll write it down. I'll write it down. My lovely one. Yes, I'm embarrassed highly. It's my own fault, really. I've just got to write this little message for Wanda. Got to write it in the comments because I'm writing it verbally. If I say it verbally out loud, I'm going to laugh in embarrassment. I've written it down now. I've written it down. No. No, I'm quite red. You're too right, Heidi. This is far too right, yes. Much too right that my face has gone red. I don't know how I'm going to live with myself with this daydream, this fantasized daydream. I had, but I'll put up with the telling off. Don't you worry, Hailey and Wanda, and all of you in the chat. Sorry if I've embarrassed the whole chat now, but I'll put up with the telling off. I'm going to put up with the telling off. Oh, see, Gypsy's in. Hello. We are quite late, yes, but it's lovely seeing you as usual. Sorry, I had a little bit of an embarrassing moment here. And every time I mention it out loud, if I mention it out loud, I'm laughing in embarrassment. See, Gypsy. But it's certainly lovely seeing you as usual. Hello and hugs to you always, my lovely Sea Gypsy. Sure. Hello to you. I think it was Gareth who gifted the membership. You found me through Graham and Fiona. It's lovely hearing this from you, Sure. Lovely hearing this from you. Yes. Do hope your holiday's all right, because I know you're on holiday at the moment, because when we last conversed, which was on Duchess Blur's, one of her recent live streams. We conversed together. We both conversed together. Ouch, sorry, my ear was a bit itchy. Think you'll likely have to thank Gareth. You're in the United States, Shasha. Oh, how interesting so, and how wonderful. These late nighters will obviously prove useful for you to watch. But this will be the only late nighter for this month, Shasha. I used to do a lot more late nighters, but now I've downgraded to one or two late nighters per month. It's pouring with rain, being the wet season. It's not really a holiday. Managing your daughter's resort while she has a holiday. Oh, no, yes, now I remember. Now I remember you telling me so. I do remember you telling me so, Sea Gypsy. Oh, oh gosh. I do hope a lot of you in here aren't too upset with me because of leaking out a fantasized daydream I had mentioned. I do hope I've not upset the chat too much. Well, more importantly, I really do hope I've not but more importantly, I sincerely hope I didn't embarrass Wanda and her lovely Sophie. I really hope I didn't embarrass the two of them. Last thing I'd want is to cause them a large embarrassment. No, I love them dearly. I really do. No, I do love Wanda and Sophie most dearly. I would never want to cause them an embarrassment in any way. Good to know you're a night owl, but you'll pay attention to when you typically stream. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know of this. Shasha, thank you for letting me know. No, but which place is it that's rainy season? I'm quite confused. I forgot the name of the place that's in the rainy season where you're at currently, Sea Gypsy. I've forgotten the name of the country or island territory and all that. I've I have seen spray come from aeroplanes before. Major issues with with chemtrails. Oh gosh, wow. I have seen the I have seen the spray in the skies from aeroplanes. I've seen that many times. Shasha, I've seen that. Tahiti. That's the name. Now I've remembered. Tahiti. Thank you, Sea Gypsy. Tahiti. French Polynesian Islands. Okay, thank you for letting me know, because I forgot the name for a few moments. But now I know the name. because I was unfamiliar with the name up to now. It's Tahiti. It's so expensive to live there. Oh, wow. That is astonishing. I imagine it's expensive to go on holiday there too in Tahiti. I need to look up Tahiti. Tahiti. Yep, island in French Polynesia. Bloody hell. Oh gosh, it's one 1,114 pounds to get there 1 day, 9 hours from London. Very, very expensive trip. Very, very, very expensive trip indeed. It was only a 308, just over 308,000 population. That is. Everything is much dearer than UK, US, Australia, and Canada. Oh wow. Oh wow, that is astonish one as it might. That really is astonish one as it might, see Gypsy, very much so. Sorry, I don't know if I've missed out anything. Oh dear, you saw what I wrote up. Shasha. I don't know how I'm going to live with myself now. I mean, with that daydream, with that fantasized daydream, not sure how I'm going to live with it. Well, I mean, I'm obviously going to live with it one way or another, but it's living with myself about this moment that's going to be something. Dealing with this bizarre fog. Last few moments in different parts of the US making people sick. Oh shit. Oh dear. No, fog, not good. You can't see in the fog, that's the real issue. The real issue with fog is one can't see in it. Fly home to Nova Scotia next week. Yes, because you're Nova Scotia based, aren't you? Back to the cold. Ooh. Nova Scotia is on your bucket list. You're crazy. You'd rather have cold than the heat. I do not like the cold. I certainly do not like the cold. What music do I like to listen to? Ah, I no wonder. What music? Classical, mostly classical. Or 1920s, 1930s musical pieces. As a 1920s song example, I could tell you about something called Keep Right On to the End of the Road, which was 1926, but sung by the late Sir Harry Lauder. Uh, I like some of the 1940s wartime music, like the Sir Noel Coward music. A few 1950s, 1960s music, like, for example, the Herman's Hermit, Something Good and all that. But it's mostly classical or musical pieces played by an old key organ, wonder if it answers yours and Sophie's very question. I quite like the old organ music and all that. I could play an organ musical piece example. I'll play it now. I'll certainly play it now. If I could get it up. But you and Sophie don't embarrass easy nor take offense. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me so what. Thank you. No, I was a bit concerned. I caused you I was a bit concerned about the leaked revelation as to how you two might react to it. I'll play an example of certain music I like, if I can get it up, but it won't be copyrighted, fortunately. I'm just looking for it. Oh, uh, I'm playing one example. No, but to be honest with you, I was quite embarrassed giving out the leaked revelation. Oh no, I haven't got the I can't hear it very well. I'm going to play it now. That was an example of one of the music pieces I like listening to. That's what I like. That's some of the music I definitely like listening to if it's played by an organ. That is. Sophie plays several instruments: trumpet, tuba, French horn, guitar, and sings in the choir. She sang a solo for Prince Charles and Camilla, now king. That is a very happy tune. You like classic, as does I. As does I, wonder. Oh, nothing could beat classical. Oh, Wanda. Oh, Wanda, thank you kindly for your friendliness towards Sea Gypsy. I think if Sea Gypsy could, she'd probably just give you a tightly handheld hug. I would do the same with you. I'd do the same to you and Sophie, obviously. And Sea Gypsy. Nutmeg, you're asking what did I do? If I say it out loud, Nutmeg, I'd be laughing, not to be funny, but I'd be laughing out of embarrassment. If I say it out loud, I wrote it up. I wrote it up. I'm not sure how I'm going to live with myself for it, but I mean, I am going to live with myself. It's just living with that thing. Although Wanda assured me that there was nothing to worry about, luckily. I don't know how the hell it got into my head. I really don't know how the hell it got into my head, but it was just something I daydreamt. It was something I daydreamt. That's all there is to it, really. It was something I daydreamt. Oh, thank you, Shasha. I didn't do anything wrong. I am much more of a gentleman than most men you encounter these days. Got a chuck roast in the oven. How lovely. How lovely learning so, Nutmeg. Hope you enjoyed the roast. Oh, gosh, it probably would have been burnt. If you left it in the oven and fell asleep, it would have obviously burnt. Oh, thank you, Sea Gypsy. Thank you. No, it's just if I leak the reveal regarding the fantasized daydream I had after David and I visited the Seafood Museum. If I leak the reveal, I'm laughing in embarrassment. No. No, but I think it would be a nice experience. But overall, I think it'd be a nice experience. Oh, what was I thinking? What on earth was I thinking? The weather's cold, but thank goodness no snowstorm. Snowstorm in Boston. Oh, cold, 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 as it would likely be. Of course, same with me. All hugs welcome to me anytime. We all have a few little. I know that, Sea Gypsy, but I was worried as to how Wanda and her granddaughter would receive it. Oh, all right. I'm going to say it now. I'll say it verbally. David and I, just over a couple of weeks ago, we visited the Seafood Museum. Not seafood, seafood. Seaford. Seafood, not seafood. Just to give a corrected reminder. After David and I did our 2.5 hour visit at the Seafood Museum, I actually did think I was, because I enjoyed my experiences so much at the Seafood Museum itself, and whilst I was walking back to Seaford Railway Station to get the train back home, whilst I was walking, had this fantasized daydream of taking somebody to Seafood Museum, when in fact the person who I fantasized taking to Seafood Museum itself was Wanda's granddaughter, Sophie. And I was like, I think Sophie. I was like, I don't know if she's into old museums or not, but I think it could be an idea for us to go there. That was what I so thought, but not knowing whether she'd like it or not at the time. And no, but I fantasized this. Honestly, what was I thinking? No, it was something I dreamt that Wanda gives. Oh God, I could see that, Shasha, but thank you, Wanda. There is no other gentleman like you that I would ever want my granddaughter with. We have all had daydreams similar to. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you. No, I actually did. It was after David and I visited the Seafood Museum. I daydreamt that I took your Sophie to Seafood Museum. Oh no, and I think we probably spent about a good 2.5 hours there. Not we haven't done it in real life, but when I had that fantasized daydream, but what was I thinking? And then afterwards, it was time to walk back to the railway station. Oh, walking back to the railway station. Oh. Oh my goodness. Doesn't the daydream embarrass me? No, but thank you. But thank you everybody for supporting me. When I eventually verbally openly expressed verbally this fantasized daydream I had. But thank you for being supportive. No, no, of course. I know that. Vitally importantly. Sophie thinks she should have been born 100 years or more. Really? Oh, wow. I really think I should have been born about 60, 70 years ago. If anything, I really do think I should have been born about 60, 70 years ago. I really do think so. If anything, Wanda, I really truly do. But well, Sophie and I, it seems like we've got some things in common. Seems like we got a few things in common, Sophie and I. No, no, but definitely on a nice evening in seafood, having a nice walk, especially if you're walking with friends or just two people. David and I walked along seafood seafront after the seafood museum, and I really did think, I was like, could you imagine if it was Sophie and I or any friend of mine walking along seafront together on a nice sunny seafood evening? That would be enchanted. Oh, imagine Sophie and I walking along seafood seafront after that, almost like it's not quite a promenade, walking together, hand in hand, with arms wrapped around another, walking together on the seafront on a sunny seafood evening. Imagine what a sight that would be. Walking together, arms wrapped around one's shoulders. Quite a magical thing. Oh dear, am I embarrassing myself saying this? They spent so much money digging up Oak Island. I wouldn't be surprised. That would not surprise me, Wanda. This would seriously not surprise me. See, Gypsy, now I'm just seeing what you said, but I got a bit off into my own world. Always feel like I'm an old soul. Oh, thank you, Sea Gypsy. Thank you. I have people say that about you. Uh, even David said to me I had an old head on young shoulders. Oh, I think I've now let out something even more embarrassing. Huh? Very, very. Just in a call. Not to worry. Not to worry, Sea Gypsy. No worries at all. You need to get through your important call. Oh, in my me in my top hat. Oh, shush. I am sorry for acting so embarrassed. No, really, I well and truly am. But if I had caused an embarrassment to anybody, I know, Wanda, it's so nice of you to have said I didn't cause an embarrassment to yourself or Sophie. No, but the latest thing I shared regarding walking along seafront one sunny evening, I hope that wasn't too much to take in. I really hope not. Oh, oh. I'm blushing. Before one points it out, yes, I'm blushing red. Oh, no, but one gets used to the idea of going out with ladies. I think you'll find that when you, as a grown man, if you're a grown man and you're over the age of 20, you start to take an interest in ladies. One, you genuinely start taking an interest, a vested interest in ladies once you become a fully grown man. In the same way, fully grown ladies take a vested interest in men of certain types. Uh, I think that's really all there is to it at large and all the rest of it. That's really all I could so share for now and all. Oh, oh, but don't worry. Do be assured, I'll put up with the telling off. I'll be ready for the telling off when it happens. I'll certainly be ready for the telling off from Sophie and Wanda. I really would. I think it's getting a bit too naughty and humorous here, that's for sure. But you know, but one thing I could also say, oh goodness, is when the twinkle goes out of my eyes for the ladies, I'll turn up my toes and die. I don't know whether it's an age thing or not, but men do genuinely get used to ladies, and in the same way, women get used to men. Oh, oh, I didn't mean to blush. I really didn't. But, you know, I just eventually had to get it out there, didn't I? No, but I am amongst friends we support. Oh, thank you, Shasha. Thank you. And if I may ask, Shasha, are you a male or female, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry if it was an embarrassing question. Thank you, Heine. You've embarrassed yourself doing far worse. I've never had a girlfriend, see Gypsy, no. I might be almost 24, but I've never had one. I've never been on a date, no. Not yet. I've never done one, but I think the time will come when it happens. It'll probably happen. Could happen sooner rather than later. I need to see who I run into. I just had to open up about certain things. Walking along anywhere, especially the seafront, is beautiful. Plenty of charming older things to see at the Seafood Museum. Oh, big time there is. Big time there is, Wanda. From my end of experience going there, so tremendously much to see. I'd save myself for someone special, I would. No, I didn't mean to. More importantly, I didn't mean to embarrass any of you if I had caused an embarrassment. But I know we all embarrass ourselves, yes, and all that. But, you know, I will live with myself with it. Seafood Museum, it's in Seafood in East Sussex, Nutmeg. I think, were you asking Wanda regarding Seafood Museum? Seafood Museum is not her neck of the woods. It's not far from my neck of the woods, Nutmeg, if it answers your very questioning. No, but could you honestly, I'm just gonna embarrass myself if I Oh, but all right, I'll say it again. Oh, I don't think any of you have ever seen me laughing, laughing myself blushing red. Oh, but what? No, there's certainly nothing better than walking along a seafront on a sunny evening, arms wrapped around, up with your arm, wrapping your arm around the shoulder of your friend or your date, and then your date wrapping his or her arm around your shoulder, walking together on the seafront. There's certainly nothing better than a sight like that. I don't get why. I don't know what came over me. I do not know. I don't know what came over me when I daydreamt about myself and Sophie walking along Seaford seafront on a sunny evening, with my arm wrapped around her shoulder and her arm wrapped around my shoulder, walking together on the Seaford seafront shortly after a Seaford Museum visitation. I don't know what came over me when I was thinking like that, but it's an easy thought and an easy fantasized daydream for one to have. I do know you're in the Boston area, Nutmeg. Yes, I know that. Only too greatly well. You know. Hi, Kay. Hello to Kaylee. Hello. Yes, I'm up late tonight. Yes. We've still got time, and then I'm going to wrap things up. No, no, I do know all of you love me, see, Gypsy. I do know that. If I could see Gypsy, I could just hug you tightly. I really could. And I do know all of you love me dearly. I really, I do wish I didn't find it embarrassing, me opening up about a fantasized daydream I had. I really, well and truly wish I never found it embarrassing, and I could just talk about it openly without embarrassment. And I think that's the first time you've probably seen me laughing myself with bright red blushed embarrassment. I think that's the first time one's seen me like this, you know. What's going on?